When I'm scared, I have a trick. I ask myself what's the worst that can happen. I come up with an honest way I could feel okay if it did. I still work hard to avoid that worst case scare scenario, but with more confidence because I'm prepared. Maybe Trump will win. If so, here's my response. You suckers! You're in for it now. You've just buried yourself alive in a totally fucked up future. Stuck it to the libtard boogeymen who scare you to death? You pissed in your own well and you can't escape it now. You'll see. You just doomed yourself to a life of disappointment, regret, denial, and desperate self-rationalization. Trumpism can't work, and not because of your so-called political beliefs. It's obvious you have none. You don't think. You're too much of a wuss to risk curiosity. Trumpism won't work for the same reason Stalinism didn't. Reality isn't partisan. It'll fuck you up no matter what fashionable pretend hero lifestyle brand fad you suckers pick. Left, right, religious, spiritual, philosophical, whatever. Reality doesn't give a fuck about any of that. You're not bigger than reality. No one is. You humbled yourself before Trump, your Lord and Savior, so you could lord it over liberals. You picked the wrong Lord. Reality is Lord. It'll fuck you up if you ignore its power. You can hide, but you can't run. You're stuck in reality. Your thirsty desperation to feel like reality's master makes you smaller, not bigger than it. That's what dooms you and your pitiful brain fart fad. You checked out of reality long ago the way any human can, and many failures have throughout history. You clueless, brain-dead know-it-alls acting like you've solved reality. Such a sucker move, and so easy any dipshit can make it. Just keep saying, I win even when you lose. Trump has nothing. He's too much of a pussy to think. He ran on nothing but getting away with pretending he's always right, and you suckers fell for it. He seduced you into thinking you're the superhero, America's savior. You zoomed around your parents' living room like a tyke in a Captain America costume. It's cute on them. On you, it's pathetic. It dooms us all. We all have to live in the piss pot you filled with your swill. Everyone, your children, your loved ones, and you too. When the economy tanks and the whole world goes to hell, you'll look back on your vote as one of the stupidest chump moves you've ever made. Or you'll remain a chump, like the weaker Stalinists did after communism collapsed. You'll tuck yourself even further into your delusions of grandeur. Trump the martyr, you the hero for supporting him. Your kids won't see it that way. They'll hate you for what you did, them having to live in a shithole country you've made out of the once great American dream. Yeah, I know, you've got guns that your dainty little trigger finger can shoot. They make you feel like God. You spend hours at the gym working out so you can look macho the same way women spend hours dolling themselves up in front of the mirror. But I get it. I could get killed for saying what you're afraid to hear. Ooh, go away, you're hurting my feelings. I'll shoot you. Such pussies. You're so desperate to feel manly, you crave civil war like it'll make you a hero, just like in the Hollywood movies made by and starring people who also see you as a fool for following Trump. You're no more heroic than 9/11 terrorists. You're killing yourself for a lost cause, lost because reality is bigger than you petty, prissy, fad fascists. If you're taking us down, you're going down with us, or right after. Oh, I know what you'll say next if you've had the ball to listen this long. You'll act all insulted, moralizing as you clutch your pearls. Or you'll pretend I'm irrational and unreasonable, just a sore loser pissed that I lost and you won. Or you'll pretend you're some badass because you can parrot some free-use schoolyard taunts. Anyone can parrot at anything that scares them. Or you'll say you don't understand like you do about everything that you're too lazy, dumb, and scared to try to understand. You'll say I'm talking nonsense. You're so pathetically predictable. Your brain farts are all the same boring defensive bullshit. You'll say anything to declare yourself the best at everything. Anyone who disagrees with you is the worst at everything. Dumb, evil, weak. You're boring because you have to keep reassuring yourself. It's all, I know you are, but what am I? Times infinity. You'll say anything to pretend reality is simple and you've solved it because you saw the light. You're so fucking woke, so desperate to pretend you're always right, righteous, and mighty. You run away from anything that threatens your vanity, anything that hints that you might not be the genius saint superhero you imagined becoming as a toddler and are disappointed you didn't become. You're just another broke, woke joke, doomed just like every other reality-denying cult in human history. Nah, you checked out of reality a long time ago. A devil's bargain you've already lost, just like all those Stalinists who drank the Kool-Aid and celebrated their eternal victory only to be sent to death camps. You'll see, reality doesn't give a fuck about your jerk-off fantasies. It'll turn against you for what you did in your drunk addiction to Trump. Your own worst enemy. You couldn't have picked a more obvious con artist to suck up to. You're not the best. You're the most gullible. We were right about you all along. We knew you were full of shit when you pretended you didn't have a boner for fascism. You closeted gay fool with your man crush on a spoiled brat New York trust fund baby who cakes on the makeup, fakes machismo, dances to the gay anthem YMCA while fantasizing about Arnold Palmer's dick. Your fear of gay people doesn't fool anyone but yourselves. You're sissies. Trump wasn't talking to women when he said he'd protect you. He was talking to you wannabe big boys. The word fascist comes from the same root as faggot, a bundle of sticks. United you stand, hiding from reality, clinging to Trump's apron. You're terrified of women, and even more terrified that you're weaker than them, weaker than out-of-the-closet gays, too. That's why you all crowd into the closet to shut out reality and circle jerk each other off to fantasies of your own toughness. Pathetic from the start, but you wouldn't listen, too scared to admit you were wrong about anything. We laughed at you all circle jerking in the closet to your delusions of grandeur, your eyes scrunched shut, stroking yourselves, mumbling self-reassuring catchphrases to ward off anyone who made you scared you'd have to wake up out of your fake heroism. Addicted to Trump's con artist messengers because you'd need constant reassurance. You couldn't see how you looked to the truly brave, people who can stomach being human without spitting out their milk the way you do suckling off your fat hero's man-tit. For a decade now, you've been doing your little victory dance like you're some superhero in flabby Elvis's army. And for a decade, you've been trembling and freaking out about every little thing. You and your pathetic band of chicken littles crying that the sky is falling because they're letting trans into your bathroom. Chicken shits in flak jackets, afraid to get any closer to gay than you already are, afraid that people who brave their way through your insults will contaminate you. Yeah, but, you'll say as you grasp for any bullshit excuse for why you're really the hero. You're doing it for Christ, your imaginary name-droppable friend in the sky who caresses you to sleep, or for the unborn children, or because Harris was so scary. You've got a whole trinket bracelet of excuses for why you're a superhero. You jangle it at anyone who threatens to expose your vanity. Unborn children? Fuck off. You don't care about them any more than you care about anything but your own fake heroism. You just collect trinket issues you pretend to care about, like you're some superhero for humanity, because you have opinions about other people's abortions. You don't give a fuck about humankind. It's so obvious. Lightweights pretending you're heavyweights, zooming around your mom's basement, playing superhero. Yeah, you could get us all killed. Yeah, we're scared of you, but not because you're big and brave like you think, not because you can hurt our feelings, not because you're clever enough to mock us. Anyone can mock anything. It's so incredibly easy. And so incredibly easy. No, we're scared of you like we're scared of toddlers in charge. You don't have our attention because you're strong, but because you're so weak you have to live in a fantasy land crying, no fair whenever you lose fair and square, throwing nonstop tantrums for years now. changing the rules because you're too weak for real competition. You're not racist or sexist. You're just too timid to tolerate real-world competition. Daddy Trump, please protect me. I'm scared of losing. Me, I'm scared of anything that could kill me and everything I love. Unlike you wimps, I'm not afraid to admit I'm scared. I love my country and don't want it snuffed out by your little brain fart. I'm not into suicide bombing because I don't have my head up my ass for some lost cause. The senile psychopath you elected, living his pampered, spoiled brat life, doesn't give a shit about you. You're all cannon fodder to him. You voted him in, so now you're of no use to him. He's happy to have you go on suicide missions like some plastic soldier he can melt in the microwave for an afternoon's titillation. He's happy to have you out there pretending you're a hero and sabotaging everything it took America 250 years to build. What does he care? He'll be dead soon. So yeah, I might die when you pull your dainty little trigger finger to pretend you're heroic like reality is some video game, but you're next. If you knew anything about history, you'd know you're doomed. You're too scared and brain dead to know where this always leads. You will not go to heaven like your cult pretends it will. Maybe you were born a brain-damaged wimp at the back of Progress's line. Maybe you grew up in some religious circle jerk that grooms tykes it can exploit. Maybe you've lived such a rough, education-deprived life that you couldn't imagine not doing whatever the locals did. Your behavior may be entirely innocent, but that doesn't make it any less evil. Your innocence won't save you from the bitch slapping reality has in store for you. You could grow up and man up still. Maybe something deep inside you isn't the pussy you present to the world. See, that's a thing you never learned. You don't just have to get along with locals in your tiny little bubble-wrapped cult of personality. You have to get along with reality, and it ain't fucking around. It's about to burst your little bubble. We tried to warn you, but you were hiding in your closet with your jerkmates, eyes shut, stroking each other and saying, la la la, can't hear you. That's how you got yourself into this mess. You lost your ability to tell fiction from reality. Trump taught you being a jerk, you don't have to think. What a relief. No more curiosity. Freedom, you cried like you were Braveheart. Freedom from having to think. That's all you really wanted. You became a total dumbass. Not thinking freed you to be an ass, and being an ass freed you from thinking. You let your brain rot. And all this time, fiction has just been getting better and better. You could have stroked yourself to your heart's content to the best TV, video games, sports, shopping, and porn ever. That's where decent folk get their rocks off pretending they're superheroes. Afterward, they zip up and get back to reality. But you chose instead to piss and circle jerk in the public well, closeted right in the middle of town square. You had to impress yourself that you were impressing others. You were not impressed by cults and cult members no matter what stripe. That's what made America great before you jerk-off suck-ups blew it. That's what made America safe enough that you could fantasize. Edmund Burke, the founder of conservatism, warned us, pampered people get soft. He predicted you'd get like this. You're no conservative. The only thing you want to conserve is your vanity. Please don't drag me out of the closet, I'm scared. Every war we've ever fought was against a common cult like yours, the king cult, the slave master cult, the commie cult, and now you dickwads. Maybe we can still make America great again if you grow up, zip up, and get your shit together. Hey, thanks for wondering with me. Like, subscribe, comment, and one more. Email me for a free trial strategic consulting session. Not bottomless psychotherapy or pep talk coaching, but cut-to-the-chase help navigating next moves on anything, but especially on getting your mind back from some jerk who seems to be jerking you around. Thanks.